Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Time Burner. Welcome back. Real quickly, I want to mention that if for some reason this video looks a little bit different than all the other ones, it's probably because I got a new monitor over the weekend. I actually got an ultra widescreen monitor. It's got an aspect ratio of like 21 to 9 instead of the normal 16 to 9. It's like 2560 by 1080, I believe, or 2560 by 1920, I think, is better. It's a 21 or 23 inch monitor. So if it looks a little wonky, it looks a little different, that is why. But that said, other than that, nothing has changed. We're back to the action here, and I wanted to go ahead and jump right into Seoul. This is the North Koreans' attempt to kind of counterattack us, and luckily we've got them surrounded from the get-go. We have land call-ins, as well as naval. I'm not necessarily too worried about the naval sector down here, because I want to just kind of really quick kind of just stab them in the throat, so to speak, and end this quickly. So let's go ahead and launch this battle. I'm hoping I can get quick battles into this one video. But if not, I'll break it into parts and we'll go from there. So, alright, so here's the setup. I have a feeling that they're probably going to spawn up here, near the start point. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of stuff my fob up here and then put my infantry back here into the woods, and I'm going to unload them on start. I'm also going to buy another LAV here for definitely Bravo. I want to keep these guys locked in. I don't want these guys getting a call-in zone. So I'm definitely going to put... you know what, there's not a lot of cover, so I'm actually going to put the vehicle here and then take the infantry. Let's see, which one's the infantry? Here we go. Grab this infantry and I'm going to unload them into the city, because the city provides a lot better coverage or protection. I'm then going to grab tanks. We actually do not have a lot of tanks. I was hoping that we might actually have a little bit more in terms of tanks, but we'll have to make do. Call in my other tanks, since this is going to be kind of close and dirty fighting, so to speak. I want to hit these guys as soon as I can see them, and so make sure that helicopter is in the air. If this is the first video you're watching for some reason out of order, I don't know why you would do that, but if you are, putting a helicopter above the tree lines or above a building will have them hover. Same thing goes with water. If I were to put him, I can't place him because he's outside the zone, but I mean, if I were to place him above this river or this creek right here, he would go into hover mode, because obviously helicopters can't necessarily land on water. There's some that can, but I mean, in this game, they can't. Just in case, I'm going to put another recon vehicle as backup, and then what do we got? These chain guns. I really like these chain guns on this, so I'm going to put them there. They're good against infantry. They're also good against helicopters. Speaking of helicopters, I'm going to have Seahawks out the butthole, just because as soon as they spawn, I want them firing off missiles. None of this is really going to help me. Recon. I got recon up. Tank. All my tanks are pretty much called out. The Avengers, I definitely want to call in my Avengers. I'll put them in the woods. That way, if somehow they pull, a helicopter slips through, I can catch them. Because my goal is... I need to put logistics with this one, because it's a resource hog, these Avengers. My goal here is to kind of drive across this bridge straight into their lines and cut them off ASAP. I do not want them spreading out. And that's what these... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna send 2 Avengers, because I really don't want a helicopter flying south and capturing Bravo. And now that I'm thinking about it, there's nothing capping this area for points, and I need those points. So I'm gonna get rid of one of the helicopters and buy a logistics vehicle and put this guy right here in this wood line, and then grab as many helicopters as I can, which is 1. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good setup. Go ahead and launch. Oh man. Ready, delivery. not expect them to all be there.
Are you talking to me? Good scout is one you don't see.
Definitely did not expect that. Definitely. But
Need a ride?
okay, so the Seahawk is coming in. I want to target those helicopters. Same thing here. I'm gonna have get in the woods, guys. Infantry. I really did not expect them to do that. So again, just that bulk start that they like to do is just really effective. It's really dangerous. You know, and then again. Come on, guys, you can do it. Get into the woods.
Someone need a guardian angel?
Yeah, see, I'm a little rusty. It's been a little while since I've played this. It's been a little bit of a break, and it really does show. It really is showing. My last tank, he's not really gonna hold too much if I don't get him some support.
I need that tail rotor check.
Back him up. There you go. Now hit him. Good.
Awaiting new orders, sir.
Okay, so not as I lost the Seahawk. Great.
If the enemy is in range,
Okay, so
checklist completed, ready to go.
I definitely want to hit those Shielkas.
What can the infantry do for you, sir?
Hit him. Right in the tune. Good shot. Good shot.
Combat
Again, want to hit.
sir, yes, sir.
Get in the cover. Sometimes the infantry are really kind of stubborn. They want to fight you, and it's really frustrating because you lose good units that way. So there's not much you can do about it. It just kind of happens. You just gotta roll with it, so to speak.
Someone need a guardian angel?
Land K key. I always forget that hotkey, and it's such an important hotkey. It's such an important hotkey.
It always comes down to the infantryman and his
Ooh.
right.
That's not good.
The captain
No,
is
you're just gonna miss all your missiles, huh? That's cool. There we go. All right, so that was definitely a bad start. Very bad start, but we did eliminate their 7th Tank Regiment, and I lost some good units as well. To just really my own kind of stupidity, let's say. I want to move up these aircraft because I really want to finish this up. These guys down here, they're holding, but I don't want to waste any more time. So now that this air is in there, can I call any more units? 25. It might be a nice. I'm just gonna go ahead and call them in because it might be good. Now, unfortunately, they're gonna be, their initiative is gone, so I'm not gonna be able to use them this battle, but the next battle I will be able to use them. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. And it looks like we've got most of the field, and they don't really have too much. They've got numbers, but that's about it. We've got kind of more specialty units, and as soon as we can get as soon as I can get my recon up to spot them, hopefully I have some. I didn't really check, but as soon as I can get my recon up, I can spot them and then just call in constant air attacks, which will definitely eliminate most of them, because I know we... Oh, no, apparently I do not have a ground attack other than these Cobras, so those are going to be what's the backbone of my defense. Then the IHawks. Again, I got one IHawk. Okay, wow. So we're going to be really stretched thin here. You know what? I just don't have the points. I'm not too worried about Seoul. It's not... Yes, it is a strategic point, but it does not give me access to current... It doesn't give me any money, and I need money. So I'm definitely going to... Infantry. Oh, thank God. I got some infantry. Infantry inside of a village like this will be devastating for pretty much anything that comes through. So I'm going to let my infantry really be the backbone of my defense here. And then after that, support. My one IHawk, he's going to be... I wish there was some cover a little bit closer. You know what? That actually might be good enough. I'm going to put him up here so he's got good line of sight. And then infantry down there. Helicopters. I about said helicopters. Let's get 2 of these Cobras up, ready to go. And then 1 with anti-air missiles just in case. My aircraft. I'll buy 1 Phantom. And then I've got 2 tanks. Now this is kind of a gamble because I'm putting all of my points in this area, but I want to play kind of as a defensive role. Even though they have low morale, I want to kind of draw them out and not really waste my forces, so to speak. You know, so right there, that was a great hit to get us started. I'll move these over here. I'll move these up, as well as these. This guy, I want him to move up quickly. And then it looks like... Unload. It'd be nice to actually get some points. There we go. So I do not have recons. I'm definitely going to have to play, you know, conservatively. And kind of just use... I'm just going to use these LV... It is definitely a sacrifice, but I'm going to use these guys as kind of my... You know... Oh, looks like we've already got tanks.
At the ready, sir.
Coming up. We've got the road pretty well blocked. These guys are taking hits. There we go. They're done. Okay, we're going to push out because I know that they're trying to cap an area. And I really don't want them. I'm going to send those guys out to the right flank. These guys, I'm going to move them fast over here. I really don't, again, I don't want them grabbing any flanks if at all possible. So I really want these guys to just haul ass. Hopefully those guys will catch something. If not, then I'll swing them back around. It looks like... Okay, yeah, so they definitely captured Sandang. That's not good. If I can cut this off, eliminate some of their points. You know what? I'll send 1 over just to kind of escort this, one of the Sea Cobras. Or the Super Cobra I'm going to send over. Sea Cobra. I'm going to have him poke around, see what he can see.
Where do you need us, sir?
Alright, they're going to need some more support. Go engage that MI2. Anybody getting lit up? No. Okay, that scared me for a moment. I do not want to lose helicopters at this point. I'll bring in a prowler just in case. I don't think they have any air support, but just in case. I really don't want to risk it at this point. I'll bring him back to rearm.
Advancing to coordinates.
I'm going to send him into a attack pattern. It's definitely much better to open with attack. You don't want to accidentally send them into a fray and then have them basically get killed because you basically gave them a forced march, right? You don't want that.
Are you talking to
So I usually use the attack command pretty much when I know the enemy is close. This guy's here. I'm going to have him land. Yeah, I figured that they were going to cap that soon enough. So let's go attack mode. Gonna definitely hurt them. Yep, that was it. Alright, great. So this actually, total victory, good, that's what I wanted to hear. So they lost their aviation regiment, which was all most of their command vehicles. All they've got left is, tanks, like recon tanks, and against our tanks they're not really going to be that big of a deal. Excuse me. So I think, let's see what's going down here. Show map. If this is the map that I think it is, which it is, okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to power through this. This should be a short battle. And I know it looks like it's going to be a difficult one, but famous last words, of course. But we have definitely a tactical advantage in terms of positioning. They have to kind of cross these bridges, and so that really does funnel them into kind of our defensive line, as well as I have very accurate long-range anti-tank vehicles. These tows right here is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to pull up the fob here. I do not want them running out of supplies, tanks. These M48s are going to be, again, backbone of my defense. Along with these TDs, kind of as a stopgap over here on this flank. Recon. For recon, I'm going to have an an OH-6 up in the air. This is going to be my front line command, so I'm going to put him there. It's expensive, but it's really my only option. That's really my only option. And then I definitely want this base captured as well, and these will give me points. These, I'm not necessarily going to need them. So the rest of my money is going to be spent on helicopters, and so these are going to be kind of a QRF force. I'll have them start over here and kind of flank around is the game plan. And then over here, infantry, I definitely want stingers just in case. The last thing you want to do is get caught, kind of with your pants down, so to speak, and have enemy air just tearing apart, my units. I think that's going to be good. So let's go ahead and launch this. Unload. Yeah, so already we're firing away. Displace formation. I want them to spread out. I don't want them starting to get hit by anything. Great job, great job. Back. Alright, get my toes out of there. I do not want to lose them. My stingers will cover them. Pull back my my OH-6. I don't want to lose them as well. Alright, let's go on the attack. Let's push up. Same thing here. I'm gonna have these kind of cover, because again, this one needs to reload. Okay, so I've lost recon. There we go. Recon is there. I want you to stop. I want you to land. No, you stay on the front line. You don't get to go anywhere. Okay, that is some heavy arty bearing down on my position. I can't really do too much about it. They're all stunned. I need to really push up. Okay. Damn, that was devastating. That they really put a hurting on us at that point. That really hurt me for sure. If I can get those zoos out of the way. Oh, that was points. Okay, so their morale was so low that really just the points. We killed them with points. They lost 500 points. We lost 200, so a little less than half. We could have done better, but I mean, really, for what we had, that's just about as best as we could have done. I probably could have called an error, and that was my mistake. But these guys are all they're pretty demoralized at this point. They're just kind of throwing themselves upon us. This is going to be the real big battle next turn, I believe. So I'm going to actually, just in case, I'm really going to just throw everything I have from here, into this Youngstown area, just so I've got all the options I possibly can get. And I believe, yeah, everything up here is done. So I think that's going to be it for part 10. We're almost done. I know we're on like turn 5, gonna be turn 6. So this shouldn't be too much longer. Maybe 2-3 more videos, I believe. And then I'll wrap this series up, and then hopefully next time, or not next time, but the next series that I do, I've really been kind of interested in doing some campaigns, just kind of some campaign walkthroughs on certain games, kind of maybe not necessarily your big AAA games, but maybe some kind of off-the-wall games that people don't necessarily want to spend their money on. I mean, like, there's a lot of people out there that's done like Battlefield Hardline, or, you know, the Call of Duty series. I might try to see if there's any games out there that are kind of cheaper games out there that kind of deserve attention. And so I'm going to look around for that, and if not, then I might go into, you know, just some of my favorites. You know, I might do some War Thunder, do some kind of like my thoughts on this vehicle, that kind of thing. So, but with that said, I want to wrap this up. Again, I'm trying to stay under 30 minutes. I've been pretty close to staying under 25 minutes, which is great for both, you know, me in terms of uploads, but hopefully for you guys, so you guys don't get bored or this gets too drawn out. So with that said, I'm going to wrap this up, and I really appreciate you guys watching. I hopefully, you know, once I gain a little bit more steam, get these videos pumping out a little bit faster, I gain a little bit more of a following, I can get your guys' opinion on what games I should play, what I need to change in the channel, add to the channel, that kind of stuff. So for all of you that are watching this now, please, you know, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. It really helps me. It lets me know that I'm actually doing something worthwhile. So with that said, this is Time Burner, and deuces. See you guys in the next video.